Hello everyone, it's Adrienne here. It's the 1st of December and you know what that means. It's time to unbox those expensive advent calendars we've all bought. So I have been reading loads this last 6 months. I got a little bit obsessed. I decided to get a book calendar and I got it through a company called A Box of Stories. It was £79.99 for 12 books, which I thought was quite good value, as that works out about £6.66 per book. So it's 12 books, the 12 days of Christmas. When I was a kid, I'd open up that chocolate calendar and eat them all probably within like 3 days. I don't think I ever got to the 24th. So why change a habit of a lifetime? So if you want to see what books I've been sent, keep watching. I didn't want murder mystery. Look at that! Michael Ball like a singer. I want to tell you a little bit about this company because I really love their mission and what it's about. So Box of Stories is a UK-based book subscription service. So each month you get a box of books. You can choose from 2 or 4 books. So in the UK, 77 million books are destroyed every year, and 83% of those books are pulped before they've even been read. Like, imagine that. Like, I can't even picture how many books that looks like. So approximately 200,000 titles are released each year, and only about 17% of them are likely to make it to the bestsellers list. Not necessarily because the books aren't good enough. Quite often, like with a lot of creative arts, sometimes it's just luck, it's the right marketing, it's the right publishing, it's whether it went viral on TikTok. So what A Box of Stories does is, out of those books that didn't make it to the bestsellers list, they curate titles that have sold in decent numbers. Then their algorithm combines thousands of reader reviews to create boxes that are guaranteed to delight a book lover. So every box that you're getting every month is saving those books from being turned to pulp. So you could choose 4 genres for the advent calendar, and 2 out of the 4 I went with fantasy because I'm kind of a little bit obsessed with fantasy books at the moment, and I also did sci-fi and fictional history because they're my favourite genres. So let's see what I'm really excited about this. And also, if you'd like to be more connected in this community, it would be fabulous if you could subscribe to my channel. It would be great to see you again. So where do we start? They have all got numbers on. As you can probably tell, the company is more about sustainability and the quality of the product and getting it to the customer. So there was no fancy packaging. 12 books. I got 3 boxes and they had 4 boxes in each. It's 12. So did we go 1 to 12 or 12 to 1? I don't think it's going to matter, is it? It's the 1st of December, so let's go 1. Let's find where 1 is. Let's see. Ooh, excited! 10. Here we go. Get rid of that box. So we've got number 1 here. Right, okay, let's do this. Oh, so excited. Okay. The Cottington Cuckoo. A sharp mix of mystery, fantasy, and psychological horror. So, captivated by books and stories, Rose dreams of a life away from the confines of the Sunnyside care home she works in, until elderly resident Charlotte Favell offers an unexpected glimpse of enchantment. She keeps an aged stack of letters about the Cottington fairies, the photographs made from Arthur Conan Doyle, but later dismissed as a hoax. The letters insist there is proof of the fairies existed. Rose is eager to learn more, but Charlotte allows her to read only a piece at a time, drawing Rose into her web. Content grows more menacing. Rose discovers she is unexpectedly pregnant and feels another door to the future has slammed. Her obsession with what really happened in Cottonton all those years ago spirals as inexplicable events occur inside her home. She begins to entertain dark thoughts about her baby and its origins. Okay. We've got fantasy with the fairies. We've got a bit of a mystery with the letters. And then a bit of psychological horror. Okay. I'm not massively into psychological horror these days. I like a bit of escapism. The Cottonton Cuckoo by A.J. Elwood. The sun has come out. Good start. Right, number 2. It's so nice opening all these presents. Right, number 2. Oh, okay. Duskfall by Christopher Husberg. Book 1 of the Chaos Queen Quintet. Okay, we've got book 1 of a series. Pulled from a frozen sea, pierced by arrows and close to death, Nott has no memory of who he was. But his dreams are dark, filled with violence and unknown faces. Winter, a Tellian woman who people have long been oppressed by humans. Winter, a Tellian woman who people have been long oppressed. Why can't I read? This is like when you're in school and you're asked to read and you're like, but I don't know what that word says. I'm going to look stupid. Okay, and that is Duskfall. It's a nice meaty one. Number 3. The Book of Baku, R.L. Boyle. The cover of this is beautiful. I like the cover of this. I like the font. Sean hasn't spoken a word since he was put into care. When he is sent to live with his granddad, a retired author and total stranger, Sean suddenly finds himself living an affluent life. Nothing like the estate he grew up in, where gangs run the streets and violence is around every corner. Sean embraces a new world of drawing, sculpture, and reading his granddad's stories, but his granddad has secrets in his past. As his granddad retreats to the shed buried at the end of his treasured garden, the Baku emerges. The Baku is ancient, a creature that feeds on our fears, and it corrupts everything it touches. Plagued by nightmares, with darkness spreading throughout the house, Sean must confront his fears to free himself and his granddad from the grip of the Baku. That sounds really good, but also could be quite dark and a little bit anxiety filling. But it sounds really interesting, doesn't it? This is a debut novel. That's good. Number 4. Oh, okay. This is a nice cover. I just love book covers. Look at that one. The City of Lost Fortunes by Brian Camp. A high-octane tale of myth and magic. Once you pay a visit, you won't want to leave. Oh, okay, another magic-y book. I think this one so far is my favourite. Looking forward to reading this one. Here we have it, number 5. What is this? Oh, this looks good. I like the look of this. The Five Queendoms Scorpia. Look at that. This looks good. Like, I'm totally judging a book by its cover. Like, but that's what we do. A sprawling epic fantasy, ambition and engaging. This is by G.R. McAllister. Oh, I just love that cover. In an ancient matriarchal world of magic, gods and warriors, the last girl, unbeknownst to the Five Queendoms, has just been born. As time marches on, the scribes of Bastion find no answers in their history books. The farmers of Siesta sacrifice their crops to the gods. Paxine, the empire of trade and dealings, has nothing to barter but boys and more boys. Aryan magic has no spells to remedy the drought of girls. Okay. And finally, Scorpia, where every woman is a fighter, their commander, their queen, has no more warriors to train. The lines of these once great empires soon die. After Creatures of Peace, the ensuing struggle of dominance and heirs will bring the Five Queendoms to the eve of all-out war. But the mysterious curse is linked to one of the last-born children, an orphaned all-magic girl who's unaware she has a claim to the Aryan throne. An intoxicating brew of court politics, deadly magic, family rivalry, and swashbuckling female swordplay. I can't wait for the next installment. Okay, so is this going to be... This could be also be a series. Is that a 6 or is that a 9? This is hardback. We'll say this one's 6 because it's a hardback and I'm interested. Oh, we've got a fictional history. This screams fictional history, doesn't it? Rosie Goodwin, A Daughter's Destiny. This looks like, because it's got a Tesco sticker, I think this gives a true indication of the box of stories saving the books. They saved it from Tesco. It's about 1875. Emerald Winter has lived a privileged life with her parents and her younger sister Abigail in the stately Astley house, but all that suddenly changes when her father disappears, leaving her family in enormous debt. They are forced to throw themselves at the mercy of Emerald's uncle, who begrudgingly allows them on his farm. Despite desperate to find work, Emerald must leave her family and travel to London to become the companion of a distant aunt she's never met. Rebellious Abigail is unwilling to lower herself to menial farm chores and instead runs away, finding work as a hostess in a Soho club where she soon attracts trouble. Torn apart by destiny, the sisters must learn to survive against the odds in an unforgiving city. Will Emerald ever be able to find happiness and reunite her family again? Okay. Could just be a nice little read. It looks okay. It looks a bit tacky, that cover, doesn't it? No, it looks a bit naff. It looks like it could be a bit naff. But again, I'm judging a book by its cover. Okay, so that's our first fictional history book. So now we're on number 7. I like it. Okay, The Gifts by Liz Hyder. This has got a beautiful navy and gold colour. Fierce and touching, a beautiful riveting novel. Liz Hyder, it will take something extraordinary to show for women who they truly are. Oh, okay, so we've got a bit of like coming of age type thing going on. Okay, let's see. She turns her head half dazed as if in a dream, and yet there they are. Russet wings larger than an eagle fanning slowly out from her shoulders. October 1840. Okay, so we've got a fantasy fictional history. So we've got a fantasy book set in 1840. So this, I think, is my favourite genre. It is fictional history, but with a fantasy twist. So in October 1840, a young woman staggers alone through a forest in Shropshire as a huge pair of impossible wings rip themselves from her shoulders. Meanwhile, when rumours of a fallen angel cause a frenzy across London, a surgeon desperate for fame and fortune finds himself in the grip of a dangerous obsession, one that will place the woman he seeks in the most terrible danger. A gripping and ambitious book told through 5 different perspectives and set against the luminous backdrop of the 19th century London. The Gifts explore science, nature and religion, enlightenment and the role of women in society, and the dark danger of ambition. This sounds good. I like the sound of this. This sounds really good. Who's the... Oh, and it's got a little bit about the author, Liz. There's lovely Liz. She's been making up stories for as long as she can remember. She has a BA in drama from the University of Bristol, and in early 18 won the Bridge Awards. Number 8 next. Michael Ball? Like, as in the Michael Ball? Love changes everything. Michael Ball, The Empire. It's a debut novel. Maybe it is by Michael Ball. It is? Right. So this is by Michael Ball. 1922, when Jack Treadwell first arrives at the Empire, he is instantly mesmerised, but amid the glitz and glamour, he soon learns that the true magic of theatre lies in its cast of characters, both on stage and behind the scenes. Okay, so he's writing about what he knows. That's good. There's stunning Scarlet Stella Stanmore. Right, that sentence for someone who's got a bit of a lisp. There's stunning Scarlet Stella Stanmore, Hollywood heartthrob Lancelot Drake, and Ruby Roundtree, who keeps the music playing, while Lady Lillian Lester... Oh, come on. This is a bit much with the alliteration. Theatre owner and former showgirl is determined to take on a bigger role, and then there's kind, capable Grace Hawkins, without whom the show would never go on. Could she be the leading lady Jack is looking for? But long-held rival threatens the Empire's future, and the shocking secret is waiting in the wings. Can Jack discover the truth before it's too late, and the theatre they all loved is forced to close its doors forever? Yes, musical theatre legend Michael Ball brings his trademark warmth, wit, and glamour to his debut novel. Kind of thinking this is not my favourite, but I'm judging it because Michael Ball has wrote it, which is really unfair, isn't it? Not that he's like a terrible person, he's not at all, but you know, he's in the theatre, he's an artist, you know, he's a performer, so I'm sure he can write some really great stuff. So, and it's 1922, so it's got that fictional history vibe, which I like. So yeah, let's give it a go. I'll give Michael a go. Okay, we got 9. Ooh, The Man Who Spoke Snakish. The Man Who Spoke Snakish. By, who's it by? Andrus Kivirakan. Can't say his last name. I'm sorry, Andrus, I can't say your last name. I don't want to butcher it. But this looks interesting. The international bestseller. This is a cool cover. Sneaky, sneaky. Limut, a young boy growing up in the forest, is content living with his hunter-gatherer family. But when incomprehensible outsiders arrive aboard ships and settle nearby with an intriguing new religion, the forest begins to empty. People are moving to the village and breaking their backs, tiling fields to make bread. Meanwhile, Limut and the last forest-dwelling humans refuse to adapt. With bare-bottomed primates and their love of ancient traditions, promiscuous bears and a single giant louse, they live in shacks, keep wolves and speak to snakes. I like the sound of this. They all sound really good, don't they? Okay, we're on 10. Come on, guys, you're near the end. Thank you so much for staying with me with this. Okay. The Death of Jane Lawrence by Caitlin Starling. The Death of Jane Lawrence. Okay, so practical, unassuming James Shawfield has done the calculations and decided that the most secure path forward is this: a husband in a marriage of convenience who will allow her to remain independent and occupied with meaningful work. Her first choice, the dashing but reclusive doctor Augustine Lawrence, agrees to her proposal with only one condition: that she must never visit Lindridge Hall, his crumbling family manor outside of town. An accident stands her at his door in a pitch-black rainstorm, and she finds him changed. Gone is the bold, courageous surgeon, and in his place is a terrified, paranoid man. One who cannot really tell reality from nightmare, and fears Jane is an apparition come to haunt him. By morning, Augustine is himself again, but Jane knows something is deeply wrong at Lindridge Hall, and with the man she has so hastily bound herself to. Okay. Nominated for the Bram Stoker Award. Don't read this one alone at night. I'm not into that. I don't want to be scared. I want to be talk on a journey of escapism, and maybe this is my least favourite at the moment. It does look a bit gothic-y. It does, you know, it's got the skulls. Oh, and on the back it says a jewel box of a gothic novel. Oh, okay. Little scary one there. Alright, we got 2 left. I don't want it to end. Okay, number 11. Got a nice skinny one. This might be a nice little short read. Oh, okay. This looks cool. I think this could be sci-fi. I actually don't think we've had a sci-fi one yet, have we? I don't think we've had a sci-fi one yet. I think this is looks a bit sci-fi to me, which I've kind of been thinking, where's the sci-fi? Almakatsu. What's that word? Fauvoir? The Fauvoir? Heartbreaking, beautiful, and unputterdownable and masterful accomplishment. Okay. Oh, no, I think it's fictional history. Maybe it's a bit of both. As World War II rages, Miko shares eerie childhood stories of yokai and malevolent demons. Okay, it's fictional history or fantasy. Okay, and here we have it. The last day. 12th day of Christmas. Okay, let's do it. So I'm happy. I've got loads of fantasy. Happy with that. We've got a little bit of fictional history. This is a bit of fictional history and fantasy, which I love. I've not had a sci-fi book. I've not had a true sci-fi book, which is a little bit disappointing. Is this going to be it? The Expectant Detective. Can you solve the mother of all murders? I'm not that into like murder, like true murder mystery, like Poirot and that. I love watching Poirot, but I'm not. Okay, The Expectant Detective. This is definitely not sci-fi. I know people say that your hormones can play havoc with your emotions while pregnant, but in this instance, I was more inclined to blame the murder. I don't like the look of this. For Alice and her partner Joe, moving to the sleepy Cotswold village of Penton is a chance to embrace country life and prepare for the birth of their expected first child. He can take up woodwork, maybe she'll learn to make jam, but the rural ideal they hoped for doesn't quite pan out when a dead body is discovered at their local antenatal class, and they found themselves as suspects in a murder investigation. With a cloud of suspicion hanging over the heads of the whole group, Alice sets out to solve the mystery and clear her name, with the help of her troublesome dog, Helen. However, there are more secrets and tensions in the heart of Penton than first meets the eye, between the discovery of a shady commune up in the woods, the unearthing of a mysterious death years earlier, and the near-tragic poisoning of Helen. Okay, so we've got a dead dog already. I don't think I can deal with that. Alice is soon in a way over her head. That doesn't appeal to me. So sorry, cat allies. That just really isn't up my street. I'd be actually interested. Cat. Oh, she looks lovely. Sorry, cat. This is a debut novel. Was runner-up for the Comedy Woman in Print Unpublished Prize in 21. She works as an editor and freelance for several years to allow her to take a couple of belated gap years, including hiking the Pacific Crest Trail from Mexico to Canada. It's lovely. But that just doesn't appeal to me at all. So this is an advent calendar that is the gift that keeps on giving. These will last me a nice while. Take some time reading through these. So yes, all in all, I'm very happy with my Box of Stories advent calendar. What do you think, guys? Which titles, which book look interesting to you? Have you got any book recommendations? I would love some book recommendations. I am into fantasy romance, fictional history, sci-fi. They're my favourites. But I am open. I'm totally open to exploring other genres other than psychological, anxiety-inducing books. Not into that. I like to escape into another world, another universe. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Like I said, if you'd like to be part of this community, subscribe. I will see you soon.